When it comes to Rolex, it's more than just a watch, it's a status symbol. But let's be real, the luxury watch world isn't all glitz and glamour, and there are a few things you need to watch out for. Rolex, like other high-end brands, has become synonymous with prestige and sophistication. These watches are not just stylish accessories, but highly coveted investments. Now, trying to score a Rolex from an authorized dealer? That's a whole different game. Think of it like hunting for a rare Pokemon. The scarcity of these timepieces has fueled a lot of chatter. Some say Rolex might be keeping things scarce on purpose, because why not make us want them more, right? Others suspect retailers might be stashing them away to jack up the prices. Throw in some pandemic-induced production delays, and it's a recipe for watch lovers' frustration. Rolex, on the other hand, blames it on the soaring demand. Right now, the watch market's hit a bit of a slump, making it the perfect time to grab that dream timepiece you've been eyeing. It's a buyer's paradise out there, and you can score that coveted watch at a great price. With a little research and the right dealer, you can snag your desired watch, often just a tad above retail for certain models. In this video from the Opulent Oasis, we're diving into the Rolex models that are feeling the pinch. Some Rolex watches aren't moving as fast as they used to, and this guide is for anyone looking to buy soon. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, now's the perfect time. You don't want to miss our future videos. Apparently, the market's pretty quiet now, which is awesome news for savvy shoppers. A curious trend is the lack of part exchanges, showing just how slow things are. People wanting to trade up are holding off because they feel their watches are undervalued, so they're hanging on to them instead. Purchases are still happening, but the lack of part exchanges is a hassle for dealers who depend on them. Some dealers are struggling to keep their inventory up because of this, but there's a silver lining for buyers. Sales figures from earlier this year show that it's a great time for buyers, even if it's tough for dealers who rely on those part exchanges. Popular models in demand. In the current watch market, some models are really catching everyone's eye, especially those priced between $8,000 and $15,000. No surprise here, though. The smooth bezel Jubilee is a hot favorite, particularly in mint, blue, and Wimbledon dial variations. These are flying off the shelves. The fluted Jubilee in the same price range is also a big hit. When it comes to the Submariner lineup, the steel and non-date versions are in high demand, with the blue variant leading the pack. These beauties tend to sell quickly, often just a bit above retail due to current market conditions. Rolex GMT models Pepsi and Sprite. Now let's talk about the Rolex GMTs. There's a strong debate around models like the Pepsi and the Sprite, available in both Oyster and Jubilee bracelets, with some models facing discontinuation, like certain Oyster and Jubilee versions. There's been a rush to grab them, especially the fully stickered ones. Let us show you one of these models, brand new though not stickered. This just goes to show how the market is evolving. With watches being more than just commodities, they're meant to be enjoyed and worn. For buyers, when a model gets discontinued, it's like finding a golden ticket. But remember, it's all about what you love and what feels good on your wrist. Another trend we've noticed is the rising popularity of the Deepsea range. These watches are currently selling just slightly above retail, showing their strong value. The Sky-Dweller 43 Red is also in demand, with a retail price of $11,700. In the current watch market, some interesting trends are popping up, especially for watches priced just below $24,000. Those priced between $24,000 and $26,000 have been incredibly popular, catching the eye of many collectors and enthusiasts. We've also introduced a new reference with a white dial, which has a matte finish that's quite similar to the Tudor Black Bay Chrono if you're into that sort of thing. But honestly, we think the black version is the real showstopper. It's got larger, thicker shoulders, a new bezel insert, a new movement, and updated casebacks, all the bells and whistles. Price-wise, these sit around $28,000 compared to the Pandas at $30,000, making them a pretty sweet spot in terms of value. But here's the thing, these models are expected to be discontinued soon. Why? Well, Rolex loves to shake things up now and then. They often retire certain models to make way for new innovations and designs. This keeps their lineup fresh and ensures their collections stay exclusive and desirable. Plus, when a model gets discontinued, it usually spikes in interest and value, making these watches even more of a catch. But before we continue, why not join the Opulent Oasis family? Subscribe for exclusive insights. Let's get back to it. Rolex Oyster Perpetual Celebration 41mm. Looking ahead to 2024, one watch we think has huge potential is the Oyster Perpetual Celebration 41mm. Just consider the Tiffany, which was discontinued recently and is now fetching higher prices, despite being more available than this watch. Getting one requires an exceptional relationship with the manufacturer and significant spending. We believe this watch holds immense long-term potential. Despite all the hype around watches and wonders and other events in April and March, the market for this watch has remained stable. Unlike the Pepsi or the Sprite, which have seen price hikes recently, this watch has maintained a consistent value. It shows a lot of promise, especially considering its scarcity in the market. Bimetal GMT 18,000 Rose Gold Root Beer. Another interesting player in the market is the Bimetal GMT 18-carat Rose Gold Root Beer. The new retail price for this watch is $43,000, which puts it in a tricky spot. It was one of the best-selling models in 2023, but its momentum has slowed down. It's hovering at a challenging price point, and if you want to buy one, expect to pay just slightly above retail, maybe up to 10% more. This pricing trend is definitely cooling the market. Rolex Submariner Starbucks Edition. Then there's the Starbucks Edition. Even though it's only about 10 or 15% more expensive than a standard Submariner date, its demand has really dropped. This presents a great opportunity for buyers looking for something unique or at a discount. Rolex Daytona Pikachu Edition. And let's not forget the Pikachu Edition, an 18-carat yellow gold Oysterflex Daytona. We have two examples here to show you, one of the older references and one of the newer ones. Historically, this model carried a significant premium, but lately we've had trouble acquiring new references. The grey market is flooded with this model, leading to some unrealistic pricing from other dealers. Despite its scarcity, it has now become a slow mover in our inventory, so prices have been adjusted to align with the current market rates for both the old and new references. A few factors might be causing the slowdown in sales for some Rolex models. A sluggish economy or rising interest rates could make splurging on luxury items less tempting. It's also possible that Rolex's ramped-up production has finally caught up with or even outpaced the demand for specific models. Consumer tastes shift, and some Rolex designs might not be as trendy as newer styles or offerings from competitors. The grey market, where pre-owned luxury goods are resold, could also be playing a role. If it's flooded with certain Rolex models, it might be pulling potential buyers away from authorized dealers selling new watches. And let's not forget the recent cryptocurrency crash. If a lot of Rolex buyers were using their inflated crypto profits to make purchases, that crash could have thrown a wrench in the works. It's essential to remember that this slowdown isn't affecting all Rolex models equally. The popular and limited edition models are likely still flying off the shelves. So if you're eyeing a hot model, it's probably still in high demand. Now that we're at the end, what are your thoughts on the topic we covered in this video? We'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment and give us a thumbs up. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for tuning in to Opulent Oasis. We can't wait to see you in our next video.